Hi, I'm Justine and I'm running as an independent candidate for the seat of Karama. I had my launch on the 14th of April and this is my speech that basically lets you know who I am, why I'm running and what I'm running for. So who am I? I'm a sister, I'm the youngest of 6 and my mum was a registered nurse and my dad was a general practitioner. I'm a wife to Guy, who's a primary school teacher, and I'm the mother of 21-year-old twins. I'm also a nurse with over 30 years experience and I've worked across acute, primary healthcare, public healthcare, aged care, and I'm currently the operations manager for Palmerston Regional Hospital, non-clinical. My passion lies in collaborating with the community to initiate grassroots projects that bring about positive changes. This commitment led me to run as an alderman for Waters Ward back in 2014, a role that allowed me to serve and represent our community. I loved my time on council, but after 8 years I stood down. But I continued to work in the Karama Community Garden, and after 4 years, you can see the magic of community connections and commitment. I'm also committed to being the best version of myself, and I love studying. And over my years, I've qualified with a Bachelor of Nursing, a Masters of International Management. I'm a graduate of the Australian Institute of Company Directors, and I'm also a Fellow of the Australasian College of Health Services Management, of which I'm a board member. I also believe in giving back to the community, so I've sat on many boards. I've been the chair of Kids Safe NT, Victims of Crime. I've been on the board of Christmas in Darwin, where we organise the Carols by Candlelight, and I'm also on the Karama Community Garden Committee, and I'm also the chair of the Northern Territory Water Safety Advisory Committee, and I'm a Commissioner of Oaths. I also believe in community advocacy and have been a very strong and vocal supporter of the Save Lee Point campaign for the past 4 years. I'm totally amazed by the power of determined, caring and courageous people such as this group who are fighting to save Lee Point. You inspire me every day and show me what a community can achieve when not even one politician will listen. This journey has given me strong leadership, communication and networking skills. But most importantly, my career and community have given me amazing networks and given me the courage to stand here today to stand as an independent candidate for Karama. I firmly believe in the unity of community, the power of unity and community. Karama, Malak and Nucky Lagoon are home to good-hearted people, and it is this collective strength that can shape the future of our community. Let us come together, listen to each other's voices, and work hand in hand to build the community we all envision, a community that thrives on humanity and kindness. So why am I standing? Well, when I was considering standing, I contacted a good friend of mine, my old Karama neighbour, who said I should stand because she said politicians need to stop pretending it's all right because everything is not okay and everyone is over it. She said, let's get real and talk about the elephant in the room because the elephant is huge. It was this conversation that drove me to decide to stand because what we are doing now is not working and crime is out of control. I remember a time when Karama didn't have high fences, lock gates, barbed wire, and when my kids knew the neighbours and could play on the streets, and when we were not too scared to walk to the shops, when we didn't think violence on our streets and hearing about house break-ins and property crime was normal. The two-party system isn't working because Labor and Liberals have not delivered solutions to the community problems. Independence and participatory democracy are the best options, where representatives are answerable to the community and not the political machine. Crime has escalated over the past 5 years and people are leaving and people don't want to come to Darwin, which means businesses are suffering, tourism is suffering, and our government departments such as education, police and health just aren't working because we don't have the staff. The community is sick of adversarial politics, where the two parties are constantly fighting against each other, which does not serve the community. As an independent, I have no loyalty to any party. I am only loyal to the best policy for my community, for our community and the Northern Territory. As an independent, I will collaborate with the parties and look at the issues rather than party politics. So what are my priorities? Well, the number one is that I need to listen and I need to talk to the community, which I have been doing. And the things I'm hearing, the big issues are crime, poor public housing, and the lack of support for small to medium businesses in our community. With crime, we need to look at the big issues that have been snowballing for years and are now out of control. But I don't want to use it as a political football with empty slogans like let's get tough on crime. We don't need to go back to the failed measures that have got us here in the first place. Youth crime is an Australia-wide problem, but it's much worse in Northern Australia, and it is a real issue in Karama and Malak. Recent reports have highlighted that the underlying cause, which have festered for decades, is intergenerational trauma, abject poverty, and community dysfunction. These issues cannot be ignored anymore, and we must work together to overcome them. We can, but there are no silver bullets, just lots of measures. We have to be smart and not go for the lazy options, because just incarceration is not a deterrent, and we are not going to arrest ourselves out of this wicked problem. Incarceration is hugely expensive and it's harmful, not healing. Because so many of these kids that are running around have got a parent in jail, often for domestic violence, which is not going to be fixed with policing or jail. Criminalising 10-year-old children, reintroducing the use of spit hoods within prisons, and responding with incarceration for poverty-driven offences will not reduce youth crime. It only normalises crime. 95% of children locked up will reoffend within 12 months. Incarceration does nothing to stop the offending. It does not make our streets safer. We need to do everything we can to prevent youth crime, and it is well documented that the key to social issues, crime and disadvantage is education. We need to get these kids to school, and when schools are closed, we need diversionary programs. The next big issue I'm hearing about is public housing. We have 540 public houses in Karama and Malak. Most of the housing stock is over 30 years old, and it's incredibly expensive to maintain and repair. Homelessness in the Northern Territory is 12 times the national average, with severe overcrowding accounting for 81% of the homelessness rate. Modelling indicates that 12,000 new homes are needed across the Northern Territory, and research has highlighted the benefits of spreading social housing more evenly through the city with mixed income or inclusive housing to prevent economic and social segregation. So I ask, why isn't social housing in the newer defence housing development happening? There is none. But what we do know is the housing system is totally broken. Social housing wait list is 8 to 10 years, and for urgent housing, it's 4 to 6 years. The other issue I'm hearing is that small to medium businesses, which make up 95% of businesses in the Northern Territory, are struggling to survive because of the burden of escalating crime and the impacts of the increasing costs of living. Small to medium businesses matter and are significant contributors to the Territory. With the right environment, they can contribute significantly more to the economy and to this Territory's standard of living. Small to medium businesses are complaining that they are stagnating as the NT government resources are all allocated to larger projects with dubious economic benefits such as Middle Arm. But this goes to show who the Northern Territory government is listening to. It's the lobbyists and not the people. I promise you that I will be your strong voice in Parliament, working each and every day to advocate for you and your family. This campaign is all about community. It's all about the people and not the politics. It's not about the parties. It's about finding the solutions in the community and driving positive change. Everything is not okay, and we have just had enough. We need to form a parliament that is not just adversarial, but is willing to work together, and strong independents with solid backgrounds will do this by driving accountability, integrity, and positive change so that our children can grow up in a community that is safe, productive, and one they are proud to call home. We need people to stand up and participate because our voice matters. Each and every one of us can be the change. This is why we need to connect our community to create change. And I believe Karama has the courage to stand up and say yes. Yes, it's time to do politics differently and vote in an independent to truly be the voice of community. So join me in doing politics differently, and let's get an independent into the seat of Karama. If you have time to volunteer, we need people on the ground. We need people door knocking. We need people helping with letterbox dropping. We need people driving social media, manning early voting booths, donating to support the campaign, inviting me to come and talk to your neighbours or your community group, and telling your friends that if they are sick of the big parties, there is a better option. Vote independent. Thank you. Justine for Karama.